Hi grade 9s. Today we're going to have a look at the worked memo of activity 11. Now, if we look at activity 11, they tell us that Mr. Sparks owns a business called Sparks Electrical. And what's required from us is to record the transactions in the cash payments journal and cash receipts journal for the month of July. We also then need to total the journals at the end of the month. Now, if we have a look at the transactions and we go in and highlight them, we'll have our CRJ transactions in yellow and our CPJ transactions in red. So let's just put that in. Okay. So firstly, let's look at all our CRJ transactions. Firstly, Sparks Electrical negotiated a loan from the Citibank for 30,000 Rand. This money was received and deposited directly into the business's bank account. So that is in our CRJ. Okay. On the 2nd, we paid Dyer Equipment for purchase of new equipment, that is in our CPJ. On the 5th, cash receipts for services rendered, 2,100, and the tenant Just Rose is paying us rent. Also CRJ, so we're receiving money for services rendered, and our tenant Just Roses paid us 4,000 Rand for the month, also CRJ. We then pay wages of 1,000 Rand to Electric the technician, CPJ, and we pay Zap Products 615 for electrical wire and cables. Now, we are an electrical business, so electrical wire and cables would be material costs. Okay, if we look at the transaction on the 10th, it was decided to increase the cash float from 400 Rand to 600 Rand. Money goes out of our business's bank account and into the cash float, or what is the till, cash register. Okay, on the 12th, fee income for work done, received and banked, CRJ. Okay. On the 13th, we buy consumable stores for 1,350 Rand and 850 Rand for stationery from Central Suppliers. We are buying, so that will all be under the CPJ. On the 14th, we pay wages to the technician, CPJ. And finally, not finally, but on the 15th, Mr. Sparks instructed to transfer 10,000 Rand from his personal account to the business's account. This is then the business receiving money, so it would be CRJ, and this would be the owner contributing business, so it would be capital. Alright? On the 19th, we bought a second-hand vehicle from Auto Supply. We are buying, it is money out, so that's CPJ, and we pay 420 Rand for the insurance of the vehicle, also CPJ. On the 21st, we're paying wages to the technician. He was granted a 150 Rand increase. So we need to look at the wages paid to the technician, Electric, on the 7th, okay? So on the 7th, he was paid 1,000 Rand. On the 14th, again, we pay him 1,000 Rand. And then on the 21st, he was granted a 150 Rand increase. So his new wage would be 1,150 Rand. On the 22nd, we collect fee income in cash. We are receiving money, so CRJ. On the 24th, we pay penny printers, CPJ. And finally, On the 26th, the vehicle was involved in an accident, Sparks Electrical, has been paid Skadonk 2,000 Rand for repairs to the vehicle. We are paying Skadonk, so it repairs to the vehicle in the CPJ. So we're going to have a look at the CPJ transactions, the CRJ transactions first, followed by the CRJ transactions, and we shall go from there. Okay. So in our CPJ, in our CRJ, the first transaction that we have takes place on the 1st, okay? The document number should be a bank statement because it was deposited directly into the business's bank account, okay? Who are we receiving money from? It is from Citibank, okay? The amount Citibank pays us is 30,000 Rand. Okay, we leave analysis blank because it went directly into the business's bank account. There is no column for a loan. We can put in our 30,000 Rand under the sundry column, and our detail would be a loan from Citibank. Remember, we need to specify who it is. We can't just say loan because we could have multiple loans at once. Okay. The second transaction that takes place in the on the 2nd rather, we have a transaction on the 2nd where we pay Daya Equipment for the purchase of new equipment. Now, because we are paying, we use the CPJ. Remember, there's no such thing as cash checks anymore, so we have a bank statement. We are paying Daya Equipment. All right, the figure is 4,900 Rand, and this is for equipment. So we take it across to the sundry column, and our detail should be equipment. All right. On the 5th, we had 2 transactions, both in the CRJ. The first one, on the 5th, was cash receipts for services rendered. Now, we can put in our CRR, okay? Our detail is services rendered. Cool. Analysis would be 2,100 Rand. We don't put anything in the bank because there is another transaction on the day. And when we have services rendered, we can use fee income. All right. On the same day, the tenant just Rose's paid rent for the month. Now, they don't give us receipt numbers, so we can use receipt number 1. Okay. The date takes the same, so we leave it blank. We are getting paid by just Rose's, our tenant. And a tenant is someone who pays rent. Now, under analysis, we have the 4,000 Rand for rent. Okay. There's 2 transactions on that day, so we add our 2,100 and 4,000 to get a total of 6,100 Rand for the day. Okay. And the reason why just Roses is paying us is rent income, so we take 4,000 Rand under sundry with our detail rent income. All right. On the 7th, we paid wages to Electric and we paid Zap Products. So we're working in the CPJ. Our source stock would be a bank statement and a bank statement. Now, the first one was wages to the technician Electric. Now, in years gone by, we need to say we cashed a check. Unfortunately, there's no more cash checks. We pull all the information off of our bank statement, so we need to specify who we are paying wages to. In this case, it is Electric. Okay. The amount that we are paying Electric for his wages is 1,000 Rand. And the reason why we're paying him is wages. On the same day, we paid Zap Products 615 Rand for electrical wire and cables. Now, we can either put this under consumable stores, but as I mentioned earlier, let's put this under sundry with the detailed material costs. Okay, on the 10th, it was decided to increase the cash float. Now again, we would have our bank statement. If we increase the cash float, okay, we need to draw cash. So even though it reflects on our bank statement, our detail is cash. If we are increasing our cash float from 400 Rand to 600 Rand, the amount of cash that we put in is 200. So basically we've got 400 Rand in the cash float already. We wanting 600 Rand, so we add 200. So we put 200 Rand on the bank and we take 200 to the sundry column with the detail cash float. Okay, on the 12th, fee income for electrical work was received and bank 3,462 Rand. So we put in our date, which is the 12th. We have a CRR when we have work done. Work done also means services rendered. All right. Once we have our services rendered put in, the amount for the work done was 3,462 Rand, which goes under analysis, under bank, and under fee income. Okay. On the 13th, we bought consumable stores, 1,350 Rand, and stationery, 850 Rand from central suppliers. So what we need to do there firstly is, and I just want to get a calculator out, sorry. What we need to do there is firstly, our source document, which is a bank statement, which takes place on the 13th. We are buying goods from central suppliers. Okay, we have 850 Rand for stationery. We have 1,350 Rand for consumable stores. Now, we need to add these two up. We are paying central suppliers for two different things, and the payment that we make to them is 2,200 Rand. Okay. On the 14th, we pay the technician his wages. Okay. We have our bank statement. The technician is electric. All right. His wage from earlier was 1,000 Rand. They don't tell us anything else, so we assume that his wage remains the same at 1,000 Rand. On the 15th, Mr. Sparks instructed the bank to transfer 10,000 Rand from his personal account to the business's account in order to improve cash flow. So, on the 15th, if it's a direct transfer from his account to the business's account, we use a bank statement because an EFT has taken place. Our detail would be the name of the owner, who is Mr. Sparks. Okay. We leave analysis blank because again, it's been a direct deposit. Okay. The amount was 10,000 Rand that Mr. Sparks instructed his banker to move, and that means when the owner contributes money towards a business, it is called capital. So under sundry, we have our detail, capital. On the 19th, we bought a second-hand vehicle from Auto Supply Limited for 55,000 Rand. Okay, we have our bank statements. We are buying from Auto Supply Pty Limited, and the amount is 55,000 Rand. We are buying a second-hand vehicle, so the detail would be vehicles. On the same day, we paid 420 Rand towards the insurance of this car to Quicksure Limited. So we are paying Quicksure Limited, and the amount was 420 Rand. And the sundry 420 with the detail insurance. Okay. On the 21st, we paid wages to the technician. If we are paying money, we use our CPJ. He was granted, our technician is electric, and they tell us he was granted a 150 Rand increase. His previous wage was 1,000 Rand. We add 150 to that, and we have our wages for electric. On the 22nd, we collected fee income for 4,720 Rand. We use a cash register roll. Our detail is services rendered. Okay, our amount is 4,720 Rands. Under analysis, under bank, and under fee income. All right, 2 transactions to go, guys. On the 24th, we needed to pay Penny Printers 180 Rand for letterheads, document books. So we are paying Penny Printers. Okay, the amount was 420 Rand. And the amount was 180 Rand. And this can be classified as stationery. Remember, our source document is a bank statement. Finally, on the 26th, with a bank statement, the vehicle was involved in an accident. So we paid Skadonk. Alright, we paid them 2,000 Rand, and this 2,000 Rand is repairs. So you can say repairs or vehicle repairs. Okay, guys, that is activity 11 done and dusted. In the instructions, they ask you to total it. I won't total it in the video here, but if you could total it up accordingly.